Hello and good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution episode 216. It is a Thursday. We are cruising into the weekend. Can't wait. I had initial plans last week, and I thought about going back to the card shop in Freeport this weekend. I think I'm going to hold that off. Um, Still buried with shipments to get out, so I want to continue playing catch up with that, plus with all of the truckload of cards that I got last weekend. I actually have, I think there's only one box left in my car. I moved a bunch in on Sunday when I got home, a few more trips on Monday, and now it's just like anytime I'm empty-handed in the garage, I'll grab a couple boxes and bring those down to the basement. So I think just one box left in my car. So now my rec room. What's up, Zach? Good morning. My rec room currently is just piled with all of the boxes. So what I'm doing before I bring them into this monstrosity of a tornado went through here, I'm sorting those out in the rec room. And then once they're sorted, then I'll bring them in here just so stuff doesn't get lost in the shuffle. So I still have a whole bunch of boxes in there. I've just been, in fact, this morning I woke up early, came down, did about 20 packages this morning. And then I spent about 20 minutes going through a couple boxes, pulling Cubs, pulling some stars and some other stuff. So that's what I was up to this morning. I also caught George, KBO Collections, has a hobby drive up. Congratulations, his 100th hobby drive. Good morning, Brad. Just woke up. Good morning, literally. This is my second cup of coffee already. Woke up early to do some eBay shipping and brewed my coffee early. So here we are. So I've been doing some of that sorting. What's up, Brian? Good morning. And so I need to. I'm overwhelmed with everything. It's just kind of all crazy. I really need to get my eBay. I've got piles, and so that's kind of slowing me down when I'm retrieving cards. So I need to get that in order, which kind of brings me up to today's topic, which Brad actually talked about on his show a couple, maybe last week, about Michael Jordan cards, and he's flying through, he's selling them. And so most of my eBay store is baseball, and that's a bulk of my collection, and that's just that's my area of expertise, and that's what I've always collected. What's up, Ryan? Good morning. Is baseball. So I'm just naturally, that's what I have. So I do have in one of these boxes, I have two rows that's all basketball. And since before the last few months, before I started listing basketball, because I would just leave basketball in these monster boxes untouched and it never really went through them. Well, then all of a sudden, basketball cards were, especially some of the ones that I had, were worth a lot more than I thought they were quarter cards, and some turned out to be, well, one turned out to be 300, and a lot of them turned out to be more valuable than I had anticipated. So I've kind of been bulking up my basketball portion of the eBay store over the last, say, 6 months. And so I don't have the basketball like really sorted. It's just basically these two rows, all basketball. And, from the early 70s to 2019. So as I'm like going through and, when orders come in, I'm just kind of like eyeballing, okay, what cards do I need to pull? Say there's 5 or 6 basketball cards. Okay, I need to find these basketball cards. So I'm going through piles, just kind of looking at my eBay sales. What's up, Herman? Good morning. So as I keep going through, I'm stumbling upon Michael Jordan cards in my eBay store that aren't selling, which is weird to me, because I know there's a big market for Michael Jordan. Brad's moving his Michael Jordan cards like crazy. Why are my Michael Jordan cards not selling? And so I ended up, so this week I've moved a bunch of basketball. So every time I came across a Michael Jordan card in my eBay store box, I pulled it out. I pulled 5, and they're not like super, they're basically dollar $2 cards. This one from what, 91 92 Upper Deck, another 91 92 Upper Deck, All Star. What's up, George? There he is. Collector's Choice. I think that's a checklist. Another Collector's Choice. And one of these, this is like the year that I really got into basketball cards, 92, 93. So I had those 5 Michael Jordan cards, and I know I priced them to sell. They were, since they were Jordan, I didn't price them at 99 cents, but I probably priced them at $1.50, maybe $2, maybe $2.50. And I think I probably put those up in my eBay store around The Last Dance. So I thought, well, maybe I did price them at Last Dance prices. When the market for Chicago, I was selling lots of Dickie Simpkins and Bill Cartwright when the Last Dance documentary came out. So I'm wondering why these MJs aren't selling. And I did a quick inventory of my store. None of those 5 cards were listed in my eBay store. So I think what happened was I probably put those and I do remember I auctioned off a bunch. And so what happened was I just missed putting them in my store as a buy it now. After the auctions ran out, I left them in my eBay pile. So I'm gonna have to throw those back in the eBay store. That's why my Michael Jordans weren't selling. Now, as I go through some other piles, like I sold a Daniel Mengden 2018 Chrome rookie. Daniel Mengden, pitcher for the Oakland A's. So I'm going through the 2018 pile, and I've sold a couple Nick Kingham, a Pirates rookie from 18. And I'm coming across like Ronald Acuna and Juan Soto rookie debut cards from 18 update. And I know those were priced to sell a year ago. Why are these not selling? Well, they're not in my eBay store. I think I have a Gleyber Torres Mojo refractor. Oh, he's pitching in Korea now. Oh, wow. Maybe I wonder if that's why it's sold. I wonder if he just signed or something. That's crazy. I need to kind of go through my inventory and see. And I know there's some stuff, like I have some Miguel Andujar rookies that were priced in probably 2018. But I like Miguel Andujar because he's a Yankee. If he gets some playing time, I think he had a great rookie season. He was up there for rookie of the year in 2018. Zach has a wrench. I need to take a look, and especially some of the Bowmans from the last couple years. Like, I'm going through and I'm finding some that it's like, I'm really surprised this hasn't sold. So I need to take a better inventory of, oh, well, this isn't listed. And I think it may come out and be more beneficial in like with Ronald Acuna and Juan Soto, if there's any in there. I know there's an Acuna. I know there's an Acuna rookie debut that's still in there. So I'm going to give everybody a wrench. So yeah, so that's my Michael Jordan, why my Michael Jordan cards aren't selling, because they're not actually up for sale in my eBay store. So George on the hobby drive, we were talking to Project 70. He was talking Project 70 about yesterday's releases. That's what we talked about yesterday morning. And it was funny because in the chat, George is like, yeah, there's probably not going to be a Cardinal. I'm like, there's probably going to be a Cub, but who knows when. We're 33 cards in, I think. I still like Project 70. I think it's awesome. I like it more than Project 2020. Am I bummed that there's no Cubs? Yeah, absolutely. But on the other hand, and George mentioned it in his hobby drive, it's all about the money. Like, Topps is a business. They're going to cater to their biggest audience. And so I do understand it still sucks as a collector of a team that's not going to get that love. But it is what it is. Oh, Herman gets a wrench. I really liked yesterday's offerings. Um, so okay, and here's the comment. Yeah, that's what I wanted to touch on, George, was nice looking card. Um, but yeah, it's not really, and I think George and I have like a similar taste for art, it seems, because that's kind of what I thought is it's cool. It's a cool card, but it looks like a baseball card. And like Joe Adell a couple days ago, that's an awesome card for a baseball card. But I like the art, like kind of the funkier, the better. Um, the Fernando Tatis Ermsey was freaking awesome. I like Ermsey's style. Is it Fucci that does the no face? I think it's so unique that I like those interpretations of a baseball card. Yeah, and Mark says the same thing. We're gonna give you a wrench. Everybody's getting a wrench. Um, so yeah, I really like the the craziness, the Fuccis and the Ermseys. So it's going to be interesting. I like, even though so there's one difference. So I'm all on that. I'm aboard that train except for Bobby Hundreds. Now Bobby Hundreds cards, they look like cards, but I like what he does with his twist. And I like that he throws those errors. He loved error cards as a kid, so I love that twist to his cards. Even though, as a baseball card, as an art card, it looks like a baseball card, but it's got those different little nuances that I really like. So so yeah, I'm digging Project 70. We're 33 cards in. Still no Cub. But Zach's worried that the wrench is too much responsibility. Oh, I was watching the About the Cards chat last night, and I had a wrench on that chat. I only tune in. I'm usually not awake until I'm usually in bed at 10. My wife was still downstairs watching some show, and I went up to bed like right at 10. And I think she was midway through whatever show she was watching. So I'm like, well, I'm going to we got the YouTube TV now, which is awesome. And so now I can just, with a click of the button, just go to the regular YouTube and watch it on TV. So I was falling asleep to not because of the content, because I was up past my bedtime. So fun stuff. With the wrench comes a heavy burden. So that's about all I had for today. Just wanted to share, because Brad had mentioned his Michael Jordan cards were selling, and I was wondering why my Michael Jordan cards weren't selling. Been doing some sorting, a lot of shipping. It's Thursday, cruising into the weekend, so looking forward to that. I did upload about 110 more cards to my eBay store last night using File Exchange. I'm still Ryan, great question. I'm going to get to that since you brought it up. So I'm loving File Exchange now that I'm still working with. I'm going to do a tutorial on eBay File Exchange, because I'm basically pretty easily able to upload 100 cards in a day, no problem. And I think I can get that to 200 if I can find, and I'm sure there's an easier way. It's all the upload process with the pictures. So I fooled around with it a little bit last night, and was able to kind of get it to work, but it actually ended up taking me more time. So I'm still working on that. Brad said you had a topic yesterday that you did not cover. You had a topic yesterday. Was that, I don't know what that was. That may have been my Michael Jordan that I said I was going to talk about today. I'm not sure. Zach says it's like Christmas morning when you do those mass listings. It's like Christmas for me because it's like I can just hammer out now that I can copy and paste like the entire template, and it's just all I'm doing is typing in the title, like 1982 Topps Carl Yastrzemski Boston Red Sox baseball card, 1981 Topps Carl Yastrzemski Boston Red Sox baseball card, Rod Carew 1984 Topps Drake's Big Hitters California Angels baseball card, and then boom, 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 and then take a picture, get those, upload, save, upload, eBay, and eBay like uploads them instantly. It's crazy. I love it. I hated it at first just because I didn't know how to use it. Once you know how to use it, it's so powerful and it's amazing. Like 110 listings in probably took me condensed because I did it, throughout, a little bit here, a little bit there, couple hours to list, over 100 cards. And I think I can get that once I get the picture thing down. I think I can get to 200 cards in hour to hour and a half, which is so awesome. So Ryan brings up the Pro Set cards from Leaf. And I don't know if I talked about this in the past when it was released, but so, and actually when I was back home in my hometown this past weekend, my friend Brandon and I were talking about this. 1989 was like my introduction to the hobby, and I was pretty much the first phase of my collecting as a kid. My first packs were in 88. 89 was the first year, and I was like, all my allowance money went to packs of cards. 89 Topps was a big one. I was buying Dick Tracy cards. I was buying, sorry, I'm going to say it, New Kids on the Block cards. I was buying Yo MTV Raps. Those may have come a couple years later, 90, 91. But in 89, I was buying all that stuff. Like 89 Bowman. I loved 89 Bowman. I hate it now, but I loved it when I was 7 years old. And for football, 89 Pro Set was my football jam. 89 Topps and Bowman. For baseball, 89 Pro Set. I love it to this day. I still love those borders. There was an auction house from the city I last lived in Illinois. Had it was like a warehouse full of like cases. They weren't sealed cases, but cases upon cases upon cases. And there were about 8 cases of 89 Pro Set. I bid on all of them. Everything went, at that time, I thought super high. This was, I think, in June of last year. So this was like before liftoff of like sealed stuff. Like now, looking back, whoever like bid up on this stuff, because at the time, it was basically a small profit on the flip. So whoever bid these up and won those kind of knew what was coming or guessed right, because now looking back, it's like, dang, I really wish I would have competed harder for those cases. But 89 Pro Set was awesome. I love 90 Pro Set, 91 Pro Set. When I saw the Pro Set is back Twitter handle, I'm like, I hope it's not fake. Like there was like a World Championship Wrestling, WCW Twitter profile, like WCW is coming back, and things are like, this doesn't add up because WWE owns the marks for all that stuff. I don't think they would have sold the WCW mark. So it's like, is this fake? Like the hobby is booming. There's going to be instances where stuff like this comes out just to attract attention. But it was real. And Leaf is bringing Pro Set back with that Trevor Lawrence card. And then they sold 57,000 of those. I should have got in because I think that could be like a chase card, come draft time. I almost forgot where we're at in the calendar. We're in March. So what, the draft's 6 weeks away or so. So come draft time, that could be like a big chase card. And I guess 1,000 of them are going to be like the flip style or the reverse image variation. So that is going to be super cool. I love it. I hope that they do a set. You know, if they do boxes of Pro Set, I am totally in. I'm all in. Even though I didn't buy the Trevor Lawrence, I am all in on Pro Set. I think it would be awesome if they did a baseball set with boxes. Who knows? Brian Gray was on Hobby Hotline talking about it a couple of weeks ago. Didn't divulge too much information on the future, but sounds like it's wide open on the potential for Pro Set by Leaf. So I'm totally in. Looking forward to what they do with it. 9091 Pro Set Hockey was one I remember started collecting. 89 Pro Set Update with the brighter orange shades. Jim McMahon, Mike Webster cards. Yeah, Zach, it was such an awesome set. You had the Aikman rookie in there. What else was in there? I just remember collecting the Bears. Mark Hoyle, my daughter's room was completely covered with them. Yeah, so New Kids on the Block story. So my friend Mike, his dad was a music engineer, and he opened a recording studio in our small town of 800 people in the middle of nowhere. And it was in an old barn. It was called Barn Burner Studio, and they had shirt. I really need to get my hands on. Well, they need to reproduce the shirts because they're 30 years old now. But so it was kind of like his side hustle was this recording studio. And when New Kids on the Block was touring, probably in 89, I think it was 89. So we were like 7, 8 years old, and New Kids on the Block was touring through the Midwest. They had just done a show in Peoria, Illinois, and they were on to the next show, which may have been Rockford. So they actually stopped at my friend's dad's studio and did some like recording, and played basketball with my friend Mike. It was on like our small town newspaper, 800 people. This never happens. Celebrities in town. So my buddy Mike got to play one-on-one with, it wasn't the whole band that was there. It was, I think actually Mark Wahlberg was one of the guys. He wasn't part of New Kids on the Block, but he was with his brother Donnie, because I know Donnie was there. Donnie and maybe, I can't remember, Joey. I can't remember who was all in there, but I think like half the band went in and recorded there. Brad's going to start studying for the draft. Irvin, Thurman Thomas, Bruce Matthews. Yeah, it was such an awesome Pro Set Platinum. I have a Pro Set Super Bowl set that I think came out in 1990. It was the 25th anniversary of the Super Bowl. So Super Bowl 25 would have been 1991. And I only know that because of my Chicago Bears were in Super Bowl 20, which took place in 1986, coming off the 85 season. So 1991, they did a Super Bowl set, and it's not like a wax box. It's like, I think it's like complete like sets inside a box. So yeah, Pro Set was huge back in the early 90s after it came out in 89. So I'm a big fan of 89 Pro Set. Such a cool, and 90 and 91 Pro Set 91 Pro Set I loved. That was, I think 91 was when I was really into football. And the Rocket, Ragib Ishmael was in that set. They did a Heisman subset. And I remember Ty Detmer had a card in there. And of course, the other Heisman winners from the past. It was such a cool subset, the Heisman set. And then they did that same year they did the World League. Yeah, the Super Bowl set came in a small gray box. Yeah. So I have it. So this is what I have, and I think you're right. I think there's So this is what it is. And I think inside, so there's 4 sets inside. So it's not like packs. It's 4 of the box sets inside that wax box. So there's portraits in the set for All Pro. Yeah, such an Jason Garrett. Yeah, and for wrestling fans, JBL, John Bradshaw Layfield. He was in that set. He played in the World League as well. So that's all I had for today. Thanks for chatting. And Brad is going to be going live here. Get that coffee brewing, Brad. I'm going to go grab my 3rd cup and have a great day. I found out the origin of the 91 Topps Don Zimmer. Why is that selling? I found out. It's on 1millioncubs.com. I actually wrote the article before I found out. And thanks to writing that article, I was clued in. And I was clued into the origin. And it came from a podcast. And so I listened to the podcast. Check it out, 1millioncubs.com. The origin. We found out why the 91 Topps Don Zimmer is selling. No, it's not money laundering. It's not. It wasn't because of the Desert Shield sale. It's something else. So check it out, 1millioncubs.com. And that'll show you, tell you how the 91 Topps Don Zimmer all of a sudden is all crazy. So that's up, 1millioncubs.com. Check it out. Thanks for tuning in. Check out the Texas Card Dude channel next. And while you're waiting, you can tune in to George. He's got a new hobby drive up. So he's going to talk Project 70 over on the hobby drive. And he's got that uploaded on his channel, KBO Collections. So thanks for tuning in. Have a great Thursday, and we'll talk tomorrow.